Oh, Mary, did you know is not just a question for you. It's a question for me, for every mother and every human who has ever held a newborn and felt the world rearrange itself in the space of a single breath. Did you know that when they wrote your story, they turned your son into a king and turned you into a side note? Did you know that they would build empires and hierarchies and thrones out of a man who came to show us we never needed a throne in the first place? Did you know that when you kissed his little face, you weren't kissing a distant God, but the mirror of your own divinity pressed into human skin? I'm sitting here, tears on my face, Tommy Prophet and Jordan Smith in my ears. Suddenly I get it. This was never just Jesus' story. This is our story. My story. The story of me and each of my children. The story of every mother who has ever whispered, I don't know how, but I will. The story of every soul who remembered that salvation was never outside of us. Mary, did you know that what you were really carrying was not a savior on a pedestal, but a blueprint, a map for how we could save ourselves? Did you know that every baby born arrives with that blueprint too? Because I have held 4 blueprints in my arms, 4 tiny living maps of who I came here to be. 4 invitations to remember that heaven was never a place we go. It's a way in which we live. My children, they are not just my responsibility. They are my teachers. They are my prophets. They are my very own gospels with peanut butter on their faces and fire in their eyes. They're my best friends. They told us, bow to the King, wait for the Savior, obey the story. But the real teaching was quieter than that, softer than that, more human than that. It sounded like this. Look at the baby. Look at the way he trusts. Look at the way she laughs. Look at the way they arrive, knowing they are worthy before a single word is spoken over them. That is the kingdom. That is the miracle. That is the message. Jesus did not come to be worshipped. He came to be remembered. He came to show us what it looks like when a human being is fully alive, fully sovereign, fully rooted in love, all while walking through a world that misunderstands them. He came to say, you will do these things and more, not because you bow lower, but because you stand truer. And Mary, she was not just the mother of the Messiah. She was one of the first unapologetic mothers. The woman who said yes to something that made no sense, stretched her body and her life for a story she couldn't yet see, and trusted the voice within her more than the noise around her. Mary was the portal, the blueprint holder, the one who carried Jesus in her womb and then had to learn how to let him go. Tell me that's not every mother's story. Oh, Mary, did you know that when you were holding him, I would one day be holding mine, feeling the same ache of awe and terror? Did you know that when you fled in the night to keep him safe, I would flee my own patterns, my own conditioning, my own inherited beliefs to keep my children safe from the things that tried to swallow me. Did you know that when they crowned him king against his own teachings, it would take us 2,000 years to finally understand? He didn't come to claim a throne. He came to flip the script, the same way he flipped those tables. Because here is the truth that has me sobbing in my bedroom. Children are the way. They always have been. They're the ones who show us how we abandoned ourselves, how we dimmed our light, how we traded curiosity for control and presence for performance. They're the ones who stand in front of us and say, with their very existence, will you be who you truly are? So I am free to be who I truly am. And mothers, we are the ones who decide how that story goes. We can pass on the script of shame, or we can write a new gospel of nervous systems that are safe, hearts that are honest, homes that are human. We can teach our children to bow to authority, or we can teach them to listen to the authority within. We can raise them in fear, or we can raise them in remembrance. Remembrance that God is not a distant sky father. God is the spark in my child's eyes. God is the strength in my voice when I say, the cycle stops with me. God is the soft place I offer myself when I fail and choose to try again. Did you know that I would almost burn my own life down to find this truth? That I would ask for a divorce, shatter the foundation, and watch the old world crumble, only to learn that resurrection is not just a story they told about your son. It is a story that my marriage, my motherhood, my entire being would one day live in real time. Did you know that on the other side of that fire, I would build a new Eden where no one sits on a throne, where every voice matters, every child is a teacher, and every mother is sovereign? This is the gospel I preach now. Not save me, but show me. Show me my children, and I will see my own innocence. Show me my triggers, and I will see where I left myself behind. Show me my tears, and I will see where the divine is trying to break through. This is the good news. We are not powerless. We are not dirty. And we are not broken beyond repair. We are holy beings with nervous systems that remember trauma and souls that remember truth. And when we let those two sit at the same table, healing happens. Miracles happen, and new worlds are born. Oh, Mary, did you know? Maybe you didn't. Maybe you just said yes and trusted the rest. So here, today, as a mother in this time, with my children in this world, I say yes too. Yes to seeing my children as the way, not the problem. Yes to seeing myself as the portal, not the prison. Yes to a God who lives in my laughter, my boundaries, my apologies that are rooted in truth and not self-betrayal. Yes to a Jesus who steps down off the pedestal and sits cross-legged on my bedroom floor, whispering. Do you see it now? It was never about worship. It was always about remembering. And I do. Oh, Mary, now I know.